Hello, welcome to this quick session called Designing to the Edges, UDL session specifically looking at high ability learners. My name is Dr. Adam Larson. I work here at ESU3 in the Professional Learning Department, and I'm going to be talking about high ability learners for the next couple minutes for you. So when we think about universal design for learning and how that interacts with high ability learners, we really need to remember that UDL is meant for all learners. And while often we tend to think about the students that need more support, really at its core, UDL is about giving all students what they need when they need it. And so for our high ability learners, that a lot of times is not more work, but different work. So needing a challenge. Also, it can help to understand some characteristics of high ability learners, which I'll be talking about in a little bit. You'll see on the screen right now, I mentioned a jagged learning profile, which I'll get to in just a second. So moving on, here's a great quote from Katie Novak about really at the core how UDL can really support all of our students and give them what they need. So I mentioned jagged learning profiles. And as we kind of start talking about high ability students and understanding exactly what it is that they need, one of the things that's great to keep in mind is every student, not just high ability student, but every student have jagged learning profiles. You'll see on your screen this kind of graphic that bounces around in the natural ability that students have in different subjects. So you'll have high ability students who really do have an innate knack for maybe mathematics, but can't spell their way out of a paper bag. And really, what we need to keep in mind is that this jagged learning profile means that our expectations for those students, while they should remain high, really need to be adjusted depending on the context that we are currently working with those students. So as one student may need a real challenge in math, but lots of support in ELA, and that is okay. And working with students so that they start to understand this and understand their gifts can go a long way towards getting students on your side. So a student that knows that they are very advanced in one area, but need support in another area can help them not only with the area that they need that challenge, but also the area where they need more support. So understanding this and talking with kids about it, not keeping it a secret, I think that that can really go a long way to help improving relationships with students, but also having students understand exactly what it is they need. So our UDL interactive guidelines, you can see here that really the three principles of UDL are engagement, how to tap into students' interests, motivation, and attention, representation, providing ways that we can present information to accommodate to diverse learning styles, but also to the individual students. And then action and expression, offering multiple means for students to demonstrate their learning and understanding really are the three tenets of UDL. So talking about characteristics of high ability students, our students with high ability learning needs are going to show advanced problem solving skills, high levels of curiosity and creativity, strong capacity for abstract thinking. And then they also come with unique social and emotional needs. These can be things like perfectionism, where making mistakes is real hard. And going back to that jagged learning profile, imagine for a moment a student who's been told how good they are at school and how they can't get anything wrong and are really held to a high standard, and they can meet those standards in their area of giftedness, but in the areas where they maybe have a deficit, that that deficit can really impact them in that social emotional space. And then asynchronous development, that is when you may have something like ability that is very, very high, but maybe they are very, very immature, and how those things play off each other. You know, being able to read at a very, very high level, but having the maturity of, you know, maybe the third or fourth grader that you are, that can be a challenging combination to deal with. So understanding those things can go a long way towards help designing lessons that impact them. The needs of a high ability student. High ability students are going to need that academic challenge. They need to be intellectually stimulated and challenged, and really that is a right that they have. We have to challenge them, especially in their area of strength. They have special social emotional needs, like I've just gone over in the last slide. It can be very isolating to be a HAL student, especially if in things like groups, you're not grouping HAL students together and making, you know, spreading them out so that everyone can learn from them. That can often be a mistake that really isolates them and makes them feel like they don't belong anywhere, or they are held up on a higher pedestal than everyone else. And differentiation. Our high ability students, while they need acceleration and enrichment, they also need depth and complexity in their lessons, especially if you can connect lessons across content areas. I think you'll really start to see how students can thrive in those situations. So how do we support high ability students? Well, we can do it through engagement by providing opportunities for our students to choose the ways that they are learning. Voice and choice are very important, and offer challenges that require some creative problem solving, independent inquiry, real world situations. Those are great. Representation, presenting the content in multiple different ways, having them, you know, watch videos, listen to lectures, and get involved in the way that the content is being presented to them, can really, really help spark that with students, and including things that give them access to deeper levels of understanding of topics is also a great way to provide them the challenge that they're looking for. We also can do things with action and expression. We need to give them a way to express their learning in multiple different ways. A high ability student, a different way that they can express their learning and understanding of a topic. This also gets great buy-in on their side. And then flexible assessment and pacing, allowing them to move quickly through the content that you need them to move through, so that you can do things that go to that depth and complexity, can really, again, move their learning along very quickly. So practical strategies for implementing UDL for high ability learners. We really need to differentiate our instruction. Giving things like pre-tests to gauge existing knowledge can go a long way towards helping you build groups very quickly. We need to offer that depth and complexity, give opportunities for students to go deeper on the content that the rest of the class is working on, not just move ahead to the next thing. Encourage collaboration, especially in peers that have a very similar strength, and use technology for an extension, but be sure that you vet those technology pieces and don't just give them access to you know, the internet to have them go figure it out. Two quick misconceptions. Misconception number one is UDL is only for students that need disability or support, when really UDL is for all learners. That's the universal in there. And high ability learners can absolutely benefit from it. The second misconception is UDL means simplifying the curriculum, when really it gives you a chance to widen what you're working with and really go into some deeper things. So finally, our three quick takeaways here. UDL is more than just more than just supporting the students that need it. It's really about creating an inclusive, flexible environment where all students are challenged. High ability learners thrive in environments where they are engaged in meaningful ways, especially if you give them that voice and choice to show their learning. And by using UDL principles, we can provide personalized learning to all of our students and really get them what they need when they need it, including the social emotional sides of these students. So there are my slides. If you would like to contact me to talk more about this, I would love to do that. You can see my email there. Thank you very much.